She's travelled the world but put down roots in a little Victorian town. Now, Getaway star Katrina Roundtree has joined neighbours to save their slice of paradise, fighting plans to build a huge waste incinerator.
We've got so much going for this area. An incinerator? How on earth does that fit into the picture?
Who wants to live next to an incinerator that's got an 80-metre high exhaust stack?
More than hell. It will be unlivable.
Burns leave scars! Burns leave scars!
It is definitely one of those situations that you've got to shout loud to be heard. We just can't let something like this be passed on for future generations, let alone for us locals to have to endure.
You can't smell it yet, you can't hear it yet, you can't even see it, because it hasn't been built yet.
We knew it was coming, but we never thought anyone would be foolish enough to approve it. But sure enough, we are here now.
To stop it and make sure it never happens.
When the government approves a humongous incinerator to burn 400,000 tonnes of rubbish and tower over Lara, a country town near Geelong, southwest of Melbourne, the burning question is, who do you sue if it all goes up in smoke?
Who do we sue if people get sick and that goes ahead? Is that you?
I am so worried about my baby. It is really keeping me awake at night.
Why would you have this so close to a family home, to a community, to nature that you can hear all around us right now? It's just not in the right spot.
Celebrity TV host Katrina Roundtree married a farmer who calls this part of the world home.
The contamination is constantly a concern. Biosecurity risks, constantly a concern. We are forever fighting. If it's not the developers, it's contamination like this.
She doesn't want an incinerator blowing dust over her slice of paradise.
This area is known as a very successful farming region. We're producing some of the world's most magnificent merino wool, let alone busy making your food day in, day out, as we are doing right now. So I love where I live. We just have to fight for it.
And the fight doesn't get much more personal than the Dew family's battle to burn this plan to the ground.
You see time and time again that once these things are built, it's impossible to then actually hold them accountable.
This is my family, my grandchildren.
So it could just be going right over there?
Yes, 350 metres from my house, family home.
Ryan Dew is a dad to 3 boys. This is his 5-acre patch that he worries will rattle and shake if the incinerator gets the go-ahead.
Noise, dust, truck movements, environmental impacts of it.
His father, Les Dew, has been helping to argue their case to Victoria's environment watchdog.
The minute you say that they're going to burn rubbish and put 250 truck movements into Lara in a 24-hour period, 7 days a week for the next 20 years, they can't sign the petition fast enough.
The Environment Protection Authority has granted a development licence to Prospect Hill International, which means the company can design, construct and commission an energy from waste or EFW plant next door to Ryan's place and
a chicken farm, an egg farm, halfway down the road, agricultural farm, which is growing produce, which is being sold for us to eat. We have LPG gas right next door to the plant.
The incinerator would be surrounded by all of this, yet the EPA seems to be on board.
It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting.
The plant would divert waste from landfill, burn it and produce electricity. The company says could power up to 50,000 homes. And do all this without impacting our road system, air quality and apparently without a peep. In its own words, the company said,
Air quality assessment found at the plant is able to meet all EPA quality standards. Noise from the plant would be below limits set by the EPA. Experience from all over the world is that odours outside of the plant buildings are not an issue. It is not anticipated that traffic associated with the construction and operation will travel on residential roads.
I don't trust them. No, not at all.
We must stop this, not only in this area, but we need to stop this in Victoria.
The EPA's approval is subject to strict conditions. For the plant to begin operating, it would need separate regulatory approvals, including by an independent auditor. In a statement, EPA Victoria said,
"The proposed waste-to-energy facility will meet the most stringent international standards and presents low and acceptable risk to human health and the environment."
They're saying that it is low risk, but even low risk is too much of a risk.
Meanwhile, the Mayor of the City of Greater Geelong, Trent Sullivan, told a council meeting,
"None of our planned rubbish strategy in the future involves any plans of direction towards incineration, so we can say it is not in our strategy and we don't plan on including it."
If it does get the green light, what will you do?
We'll be leaving. Probably at a financial loss. We'll probably owe more money on our mortgage than the property be worth.
Are you scared?
Yes, of course I am. My wife and I have worked extremely hard to pay for this house and property since 2007. Many long hours of night shift and overtime. We don't want to be pushed out of our family home.
And we feel like no one's listening to us. No one's listening to us. There's so much potential. Don't kill the golden goose.
Well, the fight is on and it does have a way to go. If developers get their plan through, construction of that waste incinerator would start in 2025.